Yeah.
Kolossal buy.
Kolossal fanboy.
Oh.
Kolossal, you're like a colossal mercenary.
Yeah. The silent assassin.
Gun for hire. Preview for hire. So yeah, today we're going to be playing Merchants of Muziris, which is up on Kickstarter right now in the Cloudus collection. This is a 2 to 4 player role selection set collection type game. It plays really quickly. It's got a lot of variable content. So we've got a variable game end. We have some variable characters. And we have a market that's kind of ever changing. So the game is highly replayable. When you're playing with 4 players, you're going to have 6
Correct.
of these rolls out that you can see. Are they rolls? Is that what they're called?
Characters.
Characters.
Yeah.
There's always these 3. And then you have the number of players plus 2.
Yes.
What's going to happen in the game, I'll let Han take over in a second, but we're going to play this particular game until there are 20 total orders completed. Fan off. 20 total orders completed. An order is whenever you sell your cards to make a set and collect coins, which are points in the game. So, I'm going to let Han explain the rules.
Okay, so we determined turn order before going live, so I'll be playing first. The first player always has 2 actions, which is a little counterintuitive, but the further you dig into the game, you actually find out that this is a real important part of both strategy and tactics and capturing the boom-bust cycle of business. So it ends up playing a both thematic and mechanical role in making this feel like you're a merchant. I'll be playing first, Chris Beyer will be second, and we've got Mark and Travis rounding it out. The way a player takes a turn is they place one of their tokens on the character they wish to use and activate its ability. We have the merchant, add 1 produce card from the supply to your hand. We have the advisor, discard 1 produce card from your hand of the supply to use that card's ability. And we have the customer, make an order with 1, 2, or 3 identical produce cards from your hand. So those, as Travis mentioned earlier, are the standard characters. There's a set of additional or extra special characters, and we're using 3. For this game, we have the beggar, and it's draw 1 produce card, gain 1 coin. Then if you were the last player this turn, draw 1 produce card or gain 1 coin. Then we have the broker, add 2 different produce cards from your hand, from the supply to your hand, refill the supply. And lastly, we have the monger, draw 1 produce card, draw 1 additional produce card for each coin on this character. Now, it mentions coins on the characters. Whichever character is not chosen during a turn will have a coin added from the supply to it to sweeten the demand for that character in the following round. We will be playing with the market that was randomly selected. Markets dictate the game end condition and perhaps a bonus that may be associated with that. We are using the elephant market. The game ends if the number of orders equal or exceed the number of players times 5. So in this case with 4 players, 20 orders. You will always finish out the round, I should say. During the end of game, each player gains coin equal to the number of different produce cards in their orders. So variety is the way that you want to go in this one. Under normal circumstances, each character can only be chosen once. However, once the end game condition is triggered, for the remainder of that game, turn, or round, all players can choose any character. So they'll all have one last chance to do whatever it is they need to do to finish up the game. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. So I will go ahead and play first here. Let's see. What we got?
Ian Tacular says we need art on the walls.
Art on the walls, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like that's your department, and it's certainly not mine.
Got a crayon. I'm gonna start drawing some shapes.
We can put my dream poster up.
All right,
All
so
right.
I will take the
Ooh, were these shuffled?
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
Oh,
on,
so
That
man.
means he's got two of the same
Okay.
thing.
I'll add 2 different produce to my hand.
No.
I'll save that to
Whoa.
do it from the.
Oh.
I
Come on,
guess
man.
that's
I'm
true.
better than that.
No, you're not.
Fill this place.
Ooh, salty.
Ooh, it is salty. All right, now I will activate, do the advisor here, and I will use the ability of Saffron. Draw 1 produce card. You are the first player next round. So I will stay the first player again. And now it's Buyer's
You
turn.
have a whole load of stuff. in your hand.
I'm just gonna take.
Erdblurb?
Ermiger.
Whoa.
Just 1 salt.
I can only add one, right?
Hey now.
Draw a produce card. get a
Wasn't
coin.
nice.
I know.
Just cut
It's
him off.
robbing you from taking
The
the
hate
extra
beggar,
bonus
the beggar
there.
hate, right? Like
Yep.
he gets, oh, it's coming. No,
It's coming. No,
No.
it's not.
no beggar for you.
Oh, the magic. All
All
right.
right, so we place coin on the customer.
Coin on the
Get
customer.
back our things. Ham stays the first player because that's how the world
Because
works.
reasons.
Yes, exactly. All right, so let's.
Ermagerd.
All right, I will.
Pass. Is that an option? Can you skip your turn?
I will take the broker. I'll take the salt and the bananas,
Whoop. Pomegranate and a cuke.
and then I will go to the customer, make an order, taking the coin from it, make an order of 2 onions. That is worth 3 coins because there's 2 of them. Discard 1, keep the other one to indicate that I've made that order, and take my 3 coins. And now it's your turn, Bar.
Use the advisor. Discarding this salt to make an order using this salt for a 3 banana.
Three
Very
bananas,
nice.
3 points for 3
Lime
bananas.
and the coconut.
3 banana.
3 banana today.
Da-da-da. Well then,
Just let the beggar.
I'm letting the beggar go. This cucumber.
Yeah,
I want the
buddy.
cuke.
All right.
So those high quality cubes.
Ugh, no, this is happening. All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
draw
it
a
is.
card and get a coin.
Oh, he did get the beggar.
He got the beggar.
I'm really disappointed in your lack of continued
Yeah.
hate over there.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be hateful
All
the
right.
entire game.
Why not?
All right.
So now
So
the
this guy
buyer.
gets another coin?
Yes.
That's a
no,
2 coin
he
No,
monster.
no, I put the
He
coin on
just
there.
put it
right.
on.
You just put it
Sorry.
on
I got
there
really
'cause you got the-
excited.
Two
still gonna
two
go for the
coin
2 coin
monger.
I'm still going to.
So wait, in a set collection game, it's good to have all different cards, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you're
perfect.
collecting a lot of sets of 1.
Chris Ham, ever the optimist.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
famous
well, I'm
for
gonna
it.
monitor.
Optimist Prime.
You draw.
No,
Optimus.
draws off the top.
Off the top.
Take that coin. Here, let me give you a 5er. Give me them 5. Give me them those little pennies from heaven.
We have plenty of
No.
Pennies?
How dare you, so and so?
I'll use the advisor to discard this cinnamon to take 2 produce cards from the supply, and then discard 1 card.
Did you just like strangle the supply?
I did.
He absolutely did.
Embargo on, huh?
Who run Bartertown?
Master buyer.
Alright.
His name is the
Taking
most
the customer.
merchant.
We're gonna play a 2 cuke
Buyer
order
and
for 3.
selling.
2 cuke order
2
for
cuke
3.
order
Buyer
for
and
3.
Here, I'm gonna give you a 5.
Cukies. Here you go.
Because
Use
what
those.
buyer's doing is irritating me.
But he's
I guess there's no reason I would need to make
putting the
changes there.
squeeze on
Beggar
all the
blocked.
produce over there.
Ham got beggar
So
blocked.
much hate.
Take that merchant, buddy, because
I
that
think we
broker
should
ain't
take
doing
that
you any
broker.
favors. Or you could just take the broker and then you're
Yeah.
refilling the thing for the next round.
It's true. Who would I rather a coin be on? I think I'd rather the coin be on the merchant than the broker.
Sure. You got it.
It's fair.
Alright. Refill. Mark.
Cinnamons.
Ooh, black pepper.
Well. Ta-da. Let's see. I'm first gonna take the advisor. I'm gonna discard this mango from my hand to take both of these cinnamon into it.
Look at that mango.
Oh,
Can't.
well played.
That's right.
I see what you did there. That was awful.
Get that mango.
That's really gross.
Weird guy of doom says hi.
Hey,
Hello.
weird guy of doom.
Weird guy of doom.
I wish his name was longer.
I'm just gonna do this and take the black pepper.
What is happening in this universe?
Stranglehold.
My hand is garbage truck central. Make an order. Blurb. Yes, 7 different cards. My time is coming, child.
I will make an order of 1, some honey, 3 coins,
Hey, you savage.
and that's it, right? Oh no,
I
was
have a
gonna
turn
actually.
still.
Nah, there's nothing left for you to do. You might as well pass.
I mean, might as well just draw a card, right?
Nice.
Broker. That was especially broken. Get my little monkey back.
Monkey bag?
Give me my monkey back.
That's my nickname, Monkey Bag. Oh my god.
Oh yay, it's my turn to get beggar blocked this round.
Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 10 cards into turn is when you reconcile?
Correct. Yeah.
Alright, let's continue to be rude. Welp. I gotta get some hits when I have the nope, I drew more different types.
Just
of things.
more nothing.
Yeah, more of nothings.
More of nothings.
Well played.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. John. Alright, let's get rid of these Erg plants. For Trace. Trace Alameda. I'm refilling my coffee. Don't be
Monger?
mad.
Or a broker, I mean.
A
I'll
burger?
take the onion and the cucumber.
They have water.
And as a refill, or yeah, refill all the way. See, I'm helping.
You're not helping anyone do anything.
Refill the supply.
Everybody else was strangling the
Did
supply.
you put
I'm
some stuff
helping it
in the
be
supply that I actually
bountiful.
need though?
Oh my god.
You are
It'd be
helping.
amazing.
You were very helpful in that
For
regard.
the complaining intensifies.
It does. It does. Early in the week. Planning goes down as the week goes on, right? It's like a downward curve.
Yeah.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of
Oh.
Ribbit.
Wow.
Further complaining intensifies.
Hey, I got bigger block. Just like I thought.
Coin, please.
So I can either draw randomly or I can add one from the supply to my hand.
And then juicify the monger. Spray some lime juice on that. Sorry.
Alright, toss the coin on the merchant.
Alright, you need to make change, guys.
I get this back.
Alright.
I'm cornering the market on the ones so you can't score.
No, so we can't put them on things? That's
Exactly.
really smart.
It seems
Alright,
seems smart.
take your things and
when
stop
you're
talking
leading.
forever.
Okay.
Yeah. Ham.
No.
So
This is why I added a token.
let's see. I will line.
Taking the line.
And use the advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Use the onion. This will use the onion ability from here.
Mm-hmm.
Make an order. 2 cucumbers being 3.
Orders going on down there.
All right, good, Byron.
Let's see here.
Who's first this turn? You were first?
I was.
Okay.
Draw a card, gain a coin. Gain a qualm.
Michelle Kwan.
I can be good on the skates.
Right. Done. Taymonger.
Interesting.
Boy, oh boy, there's that juicy monger, right? Buyer's finding the monger irresistible.
I'm really thinking about it. I had a plan, but then he got a coin. He got swole.
Put some lime juice in the muscles. Ugh.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Alright. I'm gonna saffron to remain the first player. And draw one produce card. And then with my other action, the beef first still. Yeah, I'll monger. So I'll draw 2. Take that card.
Taking that coin.
Gonna mark.
Take this salt. Apparently he wanted that.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna take this red onion as well.
This is why I stopped.
Salting that
This
wood.
is why I stopped eating food. New salts.
New salts.
Oh, I get to go. Wait, Ham will go last.
Woof, woof, woof.
And anything that he can do to gain an unfair advantage.
Must be stopped at
Yes.
all costs. I love how you feel the need to thwart me.
You've been thwarted.
Alright. Pocket salt.
Take him back. Ooh, that's
Fire,
lots of
he's up
limes.
again.
That's a lot of lines.
Part of the fun of merchants is getting so excited about. That's a lot of lines.
That's a lot of lines.
It's like, you don't hear that in every
Yeah.
game, right?
Most.
Here comes that.
Look at this.
Here come
the
all those limes.
Here come all those lines.
There you go.
Mm.
Here, give me another 5.
Limes.
You could
How about a
taste
10?
it.
Alright.
We should have.
Deal.
Is it too late to institute like a super high stretch goal, making these scratch and sniff?
Yes. Especially since I'm allergic.
I don't want a scratch and sniff red onion.
Yeah, you don't want your.
Yeah,
You
you
just
do.
cry.
Yeah.
Scratch and sniff
you don't want
black
your-
pepper that makes you sneeze
Yeah.
immediately. I feel like I want to take that last banana out of there just to be a jerk.
There was a
just
game-
let him-
Empty.
I think it's called Spice Road or something.
Century Spice Road.
No, it's an older game about spice trading, but when you're trading spices, it has these little like smelling vials, and you have to identify the thing you're smelling.
Oh.
It had a super awesome novelty factor.
Amazing.
Continue to stab.
Just never
Continue
stops.
to stab in the
Never
heart.
ends. Do I need a banana?
This is a great game for couples that want to break up.
Right. Like, is your marriage cruising along real nicely?
Yeah.
This will put a stop.
Do you
to
like
it.
Indian food? Then prepare for the sting of saffron.
Date night off to a good start. No more. 5, 6, 7. Well, it seems like I don't want the coin on that guy. So we can do that.
Alright, So finally, over here. Ooh, honey, and now everything's upside down.
Or right side up for the stream.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
It is now.
Maybe Weird Doom Guy finally understood what was going on.
Whoa.
I don't know what's
It
happening.
was like it all makes sense now.
It's
So
too
these
far
are
away.
right- so these are right
Too
side
far away
up.
to actually read the
I hate it.
cards.
I hate it forever.
To hell with that.
We have the whole
let's
play space and
do-
stuff.
The
Oh, this one smells like real bee stings. These
What
cards
if we
are
just had
sticky.
bee pheromones?
No, that's great.
Yeah, that's
And your game attracted bees.
when you shuffle it, you're just getting stoned.
Let's do broker it. The black pepper. I don't want the honey.
Woo. It's a spicy meatball.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And then I think we're gonna advisor. I'm gonna discard this salt, and I'm going to make an order of 3 cinnamon for 6 points.
Alright.
Whoa, hello.
Give me a
Coins.
tenner.
Coins.
6 coins.
Coins.
No.
Coins.
Shell
Cloin. C-L-O-I-N.
Coins.
The
Loudest
it's
coin.
Loudest coins.
It's a coin.
Coins. It's a
Yeah.
coin. I like it. I can get behind
I
that.
don't like anything that's happening right now. It's all yucky to me. Alright, I'm just gonna keep being a jerk.
Cool.
Cool.
Hmm. You know me, I can't resist those things with the free coins on
I
it.
know. You play real fun, you just take victory points every time.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I could set to the
coins
right
for
of somebody and
pomegranate.
just choke one action for no other reason.
Alright, take all those. We need a coin on the monger. That's yours. Coin on the monger. It's a monger coin.
Alright.
We need 2 cards. Oh, whoa.
Stop.
Whoa. Now it's really confusing.
Gonna have a panic attack.
You keep taking the beggar, and I'm gonna troll you with the upside down produce.
Okay. We've got some decisions to make here. Let's just go ahead and be a jerk. Let's do the thing. Oh, that's nice. And then my hand is overflowing with nonsense. So let's go ahead and sell 2 things I'm allergic to. I'm done. Saffron. You guys know who Saffron Burrows is? Have you ever seen Deep Blue Sea?
Yes.
Man, that movie.
That movie's
The first time I
amazing.
watched that movie,
Movie is
I saw it on VHS and just rewound it and watched it again. Because casting Michael Rappaport as a structural engineer is the
Yes. Agreed.
had to be
Is a
that
bold
cast, that had to be
choice.
that casting director's like
It's
career high.
Or last day.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta discard something.
Are you done now? After that?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna broker. I'm gonna take this. And I'm
Mango.
gonna
The
take
big.
No, you gotta hate on it now.
Mango.
Now the question becomes, do I take a second card or a second coin?
Will you look?
I'll take the second coin.
Did you land? Alright, get you a
Yeah, give me
5.
5.
The game of ever changing currency. Changing. Alright, I'm back to being myself. Turd Ferguson over here gets the point. Advisor for 6. And then hold. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to speed the game end up there. Oops. Oops, all bears. Done. Oh, that hurt a little bit.
Oh, let's see here.
Game of
Guess I'll just take the
games.
coin and discard.
What did you do?
I'm adding one from the side. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there you
Thank
go.
My bad.
There you go. That's what we were waiting
And all right.
on. You gotta let me have the beggar. You gonna let me have the beggar?
Don't do it, Byron.
I would rather just have more cards.
Yeah,
But he's gonna refill.
Give me that beggar.
Why? No.
No.
Fine.
No.
Alright. Fine, be that way. I see how it is.
Take the monger. Or the broker.
No, we're gonna juice that monger up. We're gonna take the
Yeah.
mango and the lime.
Juice the monger up, it says.
Juice the monger up.
Poor monger.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I have to discard something as well.
Way to go.
There's a pomegranate. As my kids say.
Don't take me for pomegranate.
Throw away the pomegranate.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I guess I should take that back.
All right. So we're gonna advise
Stop.
Saffron. So I'll be first again next turn.
Draw a card.
Feels
Thank
Thank
good.
you. Customer.
Stop.
Ham is just wild about saffron.
Alright, so then
Yeah, that's why I can make an order.
3 bananas, so 3
Yeah,
coins.
There you
Pretty
go.
cool.
Once again, your money is annoying me.
That makes it even better.
Briar's turn. Briar's ice creams.
Draw 2.
That's pretty
Take
good.
the coin.
Can't get a
That's the
coin.
beauty. And then you know what you can do?
Whatever.
Give me 5 and I'll give you a 5. Won't that be nice? There you
Real.
Wow.
Jeez.
All of your fingers are wrists.
Have you handled physical money?
Have you ever
in your
touched?
life?
Have you ever touched anything before?
We've got Rogue over here in her gloves.
X-Men reference.
Alright, here we go.
Get rid of this.
So when the deck runs out, you reshuffle. I'm gonna wait to do that.
Yeah, I also have to get rid of the card.
Nice card advantage, fellas. So as you can see, the game plays pretty quickly. It's
Alright, I will
interactive.
broker.
He said with conviction.
It is interactive. Every time someone takes an action,
Actually,
you're
we'll just
sad.
do this.
That's fair.
And then I will advise Saul. Make a 3 eggplant order for 5.
Look, here, I'll make it easier for you. Oh my god. Give me your stinking phone. I hate. Here. Don't try to.
Can I get change?
No.
Can I get a 6
I mean, to make some
for my
change.
triple cinnamon?
Yeah,
We'll let-
like
We'll let Travis
Making
handle
any
that over here
orders
since
over
it
here.
troubles
Give me a
him
10.
so greatly.
Great. I wish we had 20.
No, 22.
So I could.
Wait, did someone? So this didn't get refilled.
So I could
Yeah.
produce and card. I could produce and coin, or I could produce and coin and block traps.
Well, you're drawing one right off the top, versus.
Versus taking one. for
Correct.
something I want.
I mean,
on the
honestly,
supply.
blocking Travis is its own reward.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Whoa.
Oh, salty.
That might switch some
Wah,
things
wah.
up.
Wah, wah, wah. Yes.
Right off the top.
You didn't get the beggar?
Nope. I did not pump up that monger. Monger pumped.
Okay. Great. I'll advise discarding this salt to make
Oh.
this onion.
Why not? 5.
And then I
Onion?
will.
You got onions?
I'm looking at the table. I'm clearly very terrible at this.
You're doing
No, you
great.
just discarded like 4 times. You're doing great. You're showing people like what not to do in
What
the game.
not to do?
Sometimes
Letting people learn from
that's
my
just as
mistake.
important.
It is.
I mean, not in this case, you're gonna lose.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes.
Like an order of 1 pepper for 2.
1 pepper for 2. I got a bunch of stuff here. None of it's gonna be good. Let's just draw 2 produce from the monger. And then I gotta discard down a lot. Discard.
You will never get what you want. Ever. You will get choosers.
Alright, I'll take the broker. Onion and pomegranate.
Oh shit, I still have 11 cards in my hand. That needs to go away as well.
Stop cheating.
I
You
know.
first, Mark.
That's why I checked.
Look, Mark, you finally get to actually do something.
I get to do something.
You could make upwards of 2 orders.
How about we get rid of this salt to make a
Oh, here he comes.
3 honey for
Oh.
8. What?
Look who's
Just
back in the
happened?
game.
And then while we're doing that, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a let's do a 2 pepper for 3.
Look at him go.
With an 11-point swing in 1 turn, I'll take it.
Well,
So the game's going to end this turn.
Yep.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
over.
oh, is it?
So you can place on anybody you
3, 4,
want.
6,
I have
8,
6.
10,
There's
Oh, I
10. You guys have 10.
14. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's finish out the round, right?
Yeah. Well, this round. So we're each
so
gonna
we'll
get
get one
one
more action, which doesn't.
I'm thinking.
I guess there's the coin stuff.
I'm thinking, young lady. Oh boy.
It's not going so well.
You got 1 point for each different one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So. He's thinking multiples. So,
Oh, because it's the last one.
draw a card. Make an order. Still not better, so.
Man, I really needed that to go on one more turn.
Too bad, too sad. Sucks to be you, Chris Ham.
She's such a sweetheart.
So is it worth explaining why you did this?
Because I'm tired.
No.
It's the last round of the game, so now you can choose the workers that have already been, or role characters that have already been chosen. Because otherwise, Mark would have
We'll
just
discard an onion.
gotten to take orders, and the rest of us would have drawn
Okay,
cards.
double
needlessly.
pomegranate. Let's go for 2 coins. Alright, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Big buyer's
Don't I
got it.
have?
Does it?
I think so. Yeah, I make an order of 1 mango for 1 coin.
Alright, so that is it.
Okay.
Buyer, you have 29. Is that correct?
Plus 7.
Plus 7,
Plus
so
7.
36.
I'm at 29 plus 4, so I'm at 33.
Yeah.
33.
And I'm at 25. Assuming Travis didn't shortchange me in there somewhere. When he was
Oh, I'm sorry, here.
putting the coin moves on. So 32.
31.
Yeah, last place.
Or yeah.
31.
31.
33. So
what?
it's
37? Was that what we
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
There's the win.
There you go.
36.
36.
So the game is fast
Very-
playing. It's modular. It's
Usually
got
very
different
close
game.
finish.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I mean Mark was pretty far behind.
I was
and
pretty
he
far
tied
behind.
for second.
Yep.
I felt like I was doing really well, and then I just
Stagnated. there.
it was just I kept getting like a lot of diversity of cards, so I couldn't.
Well, I tried to rush things, so I kind of fell in the same boat as you did. And
I had a long
built up a big
string
lead.
of not being able to do orders because these 2 kept getting taken. I could do orders,
Yeah.
but by the time I was able to do 2 orders,
were
they
serious.
were nice
But there's-
orders.
you wanna
'cause I
show
was
some
able
of
to
the
build
other
up enough
characters?
of the cards.
Sure. Before we do that, one quick thing, was bear in mind, Buyer, you made 7 orders, is that correct?
Yeah, I
And
had
Mark
a couple
only made
really.
4.
I only
I had a
made
couple
4.
really
Beat you
big
by what?
ones, and
He
then
beat
I
me by
started
3
going
points.
for
3
small
points.
ones for the end game bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, he barely squeaked
Yeah.
past Mark, who made, slightly more than
Yeah.
half as many orders.
You beat me by 3 points with 3 more orders.
So it's not just, sometimes it's quantity or quality or a bit of both.
Exactly.
The characters in the base game that we did not play with were the Peddler.
So it's this camera here.
So here, can read it.
You're good. This, the view.
Okay. And the Peddler allows you to make an order with 1 produce card from your hand and gain 1 coin. So, sometimes you'll have yet another character out there that allows for an order to be made, and then the Noble, discard one of your orders, use that produce card's ability. So, in a game like this where you're going to be rewarded for your orders, not necessarily the best one, but depending on what was out there, it could have allowed me to perhaps get a card from here and get one of these more high value targets in your hand at the end instead of the pomegranate, which was so lowly. But depending on the mix that comes out, you get a wide range of replayability.
There's more roles and more characters for the stretch goals.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
with the noble that you just showed, I mean, for this end game of earning a coin for different orders, I could have thrown down an order that I already had just to score the points for it, and then use the noble to throw that order away and use
Sure.
that ability.
Sure,
Yeah,
and
there's lots of
worry about.
interesting card interactions. And
yeah, I mean it's popular as an evening starter or with couples. My wife play tested this a great deal during development, and she absolutely loves it. So
yeah, it's a great
it's
game.
good as a 2-player and scales right up just fine to 4 as well. So,
Yeah.
do we have any questions about Merchant specifically on there?
We don't have any questions yet.
No questions at all.
0 questions.
So the campaign ends Thursday night?
Yeah, it's about a little over 50 hours
A
left.
little over 50 hours to go.
So we're funded. We got a lot of goals unlocked. We should hit every stretch goal. There's 3 different games, 3 great games. They're all card-driven games. So we've got this one. We've got Keep, which is a kind of an innovative take on drafting.
Which,
Yeah,
which if
hand
you want to
and
see that, there's
tableau draft.
a live play here on our Twitch channel.
Yep. And then we've got
Right.
Neolithic, which is a
Last week.
two-player only
Micro Civ.
micro-civ worker placement tableau building game that just
Right.
uses cards. So, and the version of Neolithic includes advanced cultures.
Right, it's the entire game along with some other stretch goal content
Some
as
brand
well.
new stuff. So.
Let's see what else. And there's a pretty good discount getting them if you get all 3 of them on the Kickstarter, right? If you buy the whole collection,
Correct.
as opposed to
And you get a nice sleeve for all the games.
Getting
as
them
opposed to
individually.
Getting them individually, yeah.
uh,
This will be the first one that we do. We got the next. We're going to revisit the Hemlock series
right? This fall.
later this year. Yeah.
It's good.
So is it?
That
You're a fan of Hemlock?
Hemlock is good.
Yeah.
If you like Omen, it's kind of an
Yeah.
Omen spiritual successor with kind of a spatial element to it.
And we've got a bunch of other stuff coming up here real soon too, right? Like,
Yeah, we've got
Consumption.
coming out later this month. We've got Hunt the Ravager from Clinton Moore. So
Right.
Consumption is a medium weight Euro worker placement game about food and
Exercise.
yeah, like how basically calories in, calories out is kind of the mechanism, is what I say. It's pretty interesting. It's got some mechanisms I've never seen. It's a first-time designer. Probably one of the only games I've signed where there's no development work on. I
Yep.
think we made one
Very,
change.
very little development
Yeah,
work.
Karen really is an impressive designer. And then we've got Hunt the Ravager, which is also a new designer, Clint Morris. It's a 2 to 4 player hidden movement game,
Yeah.
card based, plays really quick. It's score based, which is interesting.
Right,
Instead of just
exactly.
find the person and win, which usually that's how that kind of
Right,
works.
it plays quick enough that you take on the various roles, both players. So in a head-to-head matchup, it's a mirror match, and you accumulate some points from both sides of the table, and the player who did best on both sides will be the one who wins.
Yep.
And there's a team version of that as well as a 3-player version being tightened up that utilizes 3 separate roles and some tension between one of the teams that are simultaneously hunting the Ravager but also undermining each other a little bit.
We've got a new Omen game, brand new Omen game, which we're finishing development up on now. It's really awesome. It's
More Cloudus.
more Cloudus, Egyptian themed. It introduces the notion of factions and structures.
Structures, yeah.
It's the biggest Omen game John has made since the Omega edition. So it's not the Edge of the Aegean, Fires in the East format. It's a larger, more robust one, standalone.
He's very excited about the addition of the structures, which are
Mhm.
super cool, and of
It's
course
another way to
thematic for Egyptian.
another way to end the game, another way to score points. It's an interesting tension of deciding how you want to. That offering step is one of the most generous things I've seen in a game, and now you have to decide if you want to do that. Forego your offering to labor over these monuments, and then the faction. There's this interesting tug of war where if you draw the cards from the other faction, you're trying to figure out how you can utilize them. If they're just going to be vanilla guys for you, or if you're going to put them in play and melt them down or entomb them in
Exactly,
structures.
use them to build your own structure to keep them out of hands of the other player as well.
Yeah.
And some of the team is going to be attending some of the various
Yeah,
conventions here
next
soon,
month
right?
I will be on the road.
Can
so-
you even talk about
Yeah,
that?
well, I will be at Dice Tower West, which is formerly MeepleCon in Vegas, and Ian and I, our marketing director, will be there showing off some games like Papillon and some of these other things that we just talked
Oh,
about.
we didn't even mention Papillon coming up.
Papillon, yeah, that's another one that we're going to be doing. It's like this kind of it's a butterfly themed game.
Three-dimensional flowers.
Three-dimensional flowers.
Tile placement.
It's
area
like
control.
Harvest meets Ethnos meets area control.
Meanest butterfly game.
It's the meanest butterfly
Yeah,
game you'll ever
it's
play.
super mean.
I'll be at Gamma for anyone who's retailers or anyone who's attending, and then I'm going to go to South by Southwest to check it out for the game stuff that's going on there. Obviously, Origins, Gen Con, Essen later this year. So lots and lots of stuff, and Kolossal is making games at a greater clip than a lot of publishers, especially for ones that use Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
pretty much can go onto Kickstarter anytime and we have something up. So that's the strategy. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, for sure.
It was awesome. Congratulations on not winning Ham.
Yeah, well, I sat to your left, so I mean, I was toting the Travis anchor the whole way.
That's fair.
It was like running for two.
Running for two. I don't even run for one.
All right. Well,
Say goodbye, everybody.
See
Goodbye,
ya.
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye.